Well, hello, everybody. Did you want a bonus episode this week?
You got one.
Guess what? Is it a spoiler ep, Chris?
Yeah, no.
Well, what are we going to talk about?
This is another edition of DVD Closet.
Another edition? You mean the first one we did?
Episode.
Yeah, the first one we did like 3 years ago?
It still counts, number 2.
Same guest, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jackie likes to walk around with a bag full of fucking DVDs is what it really
Just
means.
waiting for us to do this
Every
again.
3 years, Jackie goes, hey, guys.
I bought some new DVDs, you guys. What about this
I want
theme?
to talk about.
DVD Closet.
DVD Closet's back. Let's talk about it like everyone should know what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
I know you guys have been asking for it for a while.
Everyone who's like, what's DVD Closet? Well, you're an idiot if you don't know what DVD Closet is. No, this was a great idea that I think Jackie came up with 3 years ago.
Yes.
And we've talked about we got to do more DVD closets. And then we, run off.
We didn't.
No, and no one else is willing to put dozen DVDs into their bag and bring them over to the garage.
So
That is true, too.
it is a segment we've talked about. Maybe we make it part of the YouTube channel.
Yep.
Make it a little 3-4 minute segment. Jackie Kashian.
We had big plans for the segment.
We really did. We hoping it's just a crazy bonus up DVD Closet, and it's with the lovely Jackie Kashian.
Thank you very much for having me.
And the premise of DVD Closet, as you may have heard Jackie say, is a guest brings DVDs from her collection, and we go through them, and sometimes we agree, and then sometimes the guest has to defend herself.
And sometimes there's mocking.
It turns into a little bit of a tribunal.
Yeah.
Defend your DVD, nerd. Explain to this court why you would...
Why that would be something you would have purchased.
Your Honor, please.
Mm-hmm.
So today, because it is December 11th, we're getting into the holiday season. Jackie has all...
It's all Christmas stuff, because
yes.
I was raised Christian, like a Christian. And then we got over it. And but the thing, no, it's the Christianity. Here's the thing: it is Christmas. There is no war on Christmas.
Oh, God,
I will
please.
say, for the love of God,
It's like
for the love of the baby, huh? Remember, that's the kid that was born not in January. I'm Armenian, so that's the great thing about Armenian Christmas is that you get to keep talking about it till January 6th, and
you have a different savior, too.
We have
right?
it right. It's Biff.
Yeah.
And he wears
Remember
a tracksuit, and he's...
He wears a rip-away
And he works at a
tracksuit
car
with
wash.
a lot of gold, lot of gold chains. And the greatest thing, and I've said this before, is the greatest thing about the Armenian church is that it's all in Armenian, so you can believe really whatever you want. So the general idea was be like the nice man in the picture and go get your dad some coffee. That's the entire religion, and I don't mind that religion. But I love Christmas movies, and I love almost all. I love all holiday movies. I like a holiday movie, and so
All right. What
let's
are we gonna
start
start
out
with?
We're going to start out with what I like to usually start out, which is Holiday Inn. I start out usually. Holiday Inn is got all the holidays in it. I usually start right around Thanksgiving with it, and Holiday Inn is with Bing Crosby, Fred Astaire, and Ginger. That's not Ginger Rogers. Who the hell is that?
It's Marjorie Reynolds.
That's right, Marjorie Reynolds, which was her first leading role, and then she got marginalized again. Poor Marjorie. She was great in it. She nailed it.
So this came out in 1942. It was directed by Mark Sandrich. Of course, I'm sure you all remember.
You remember Mark Sandrich.
Mark Sandrich did Here Comes the Waves, I Love a Soldier, So Proudly We Hail.
A bunch of stuff from the 40s to go rah, rah, rah.
Yeah.
But the weird thing about this is White Christmas was introduced in this movie. The
song.
The song White Christmas was first introduced into our lives by Bing Crosby. And because he has an inn that's only open on holidays. And so then
But every holiday during the year?
Every holiday, like the 4th of July and Washington's birthday and
I'd like to see the balance sheet on that. Hotel.
There's some mocking about how he's clearly an entertainer because he only wants to work 18 days a year, and so he gets to put on a show for each one, and each one's themed. I believe it is the 4th of July one is the one that's in blackface, and
Wow, really?
And on AMC sometimes they cut that scene from it, which is an irritant. It's not like we all don't know that blackface happened, and we know that it's not okay, and it's the only decent scene really that the black people in the movie get, because they're Mamie, who's the housekeeper, and her little kids are in that one too, and you're just like, It isn't great, but it's like do you remember in E.T. when they photoshopped out the guns out of the FBI
And they made
guy?
them, walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
So they're pointing walkie-talkies at everybody. It looks ridiculous.
Makes great sense.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, it's like that. It's like it'd be like trying to airbrush every time somebody's smoking out of a movie, or every time someone's drinking or eating chocolate or whatever the sin that you hate.
Mm-hmm.
And but Holiday Inn is actually, it's great. It's full of, and White Christmas is one of the greatest songs ever made. So I usually like to start out with that. That's a good one. And then this year I actually started out with a different one that I traditionally usually end the season with, which is Groundhog Day.
Oh,
Right? 'Cause
yeah.
That's a February. That's a Groundhog Day holiday moment. You remember I like to bring it up. I keep bringing out the DVD and holding it up like we're on television. Hey, cut to the close up on this Groundhog Day DVD cover. And sadly, not a Blu-ray. None of these so far are Blu-rays.
Groundhog Day, 1993. Harold Ramis, of course. Bill Murray, Anna McDowell, and Chris Elliott.
Classic movie. And, a lovely cameo by Rick Overton.
Rick Overton's in it
as well.
Him and Rick Dukeman are
Yes.
tag teaming in the diner.
Oh, that's right. The diner. Yeah, that is very funny. It's but I got to meet Needlehead Ned once. You remember Ned the Head? You remember him? Needlehead Ned.
Ned Ryerson.
Yeah.
That's it. You remember?
Yep.
Stephen Tobolowsky.
That's it. Stephen Tobolowsky. He did a storytelling show that I was on. He was actually quite interesting.
I believe he has a podcast.
He does.
I think he does. Hey, podcast listeners. Yes, it could happen. Yeah.
So why would you include Groundhog Day into like these Christmas themed?
Because it takes place in the winter. I'm a simple woman of the people, Miranda. I think that's been established. I think comedy film nerds know that.
And doesn't it also capture, though, like the feeling of like a Christmas movie, even though it's a Groundhog
It's got great
Day
heart.
movie?
It's got all. That's
You
quite
find out-
honestly what I want out of a Christmas movie.
And that's a great point. And the movie ends with a snow. They wake up and there's
snow everywhere.
Snow everywhere,
And
it's
he's
beautiful.
an ice sculptor by the end of it.
Yes.
and he's around himself, which is really very sort of.
It's Scrooged.
Yeah.
Right.
I have Scrooged in here too. Scrooged is harder for me to watch because I think Bill Murray is such he plays a dick so well that I'm like, I don't actually want to see that. I don't want to see
Really?
you be
I
a
love
jackass.
Scrooged.
Scrooged is great. It's and I always watch it, but it's not. Here it is. I don't know why I need to look at it, but here's Scrooged. It's also, I believe, from the 90s.
Yeah.
And
Scrooge, actually, it's 1988.
88.
Bill Murray and Karen Allen.
That's it. Music by Danny Elfman, you guys.
Yes.
Remember that?
That movie was directed by Richard Donner.
It's
Oh
a
my
really
God.
fun movie.
It is and they really do nail it. It's sort of
The
like one of
ghosts
those,
are funny, and it's
it's like an
fun.
Inside Hollywood kind of meta,
Definitely.
like kind of,
Yeah.
hey, we're making this for
Right.
us, really.
Well,
Yeah.
there's the TV shows that he makes, like Lee Majors Saves Christmas.
Yeah.
And he's like, terrorists have taken over the North Pole or whatever, and Lee Majors comes in and guns them down. It's pretty funny.
Right, and now in the last 2 days, I just started with a vengeance. Started watching them because I like to start right around about 2 weeks into Christmas. I like to before Christmas Day. I like to really start getting into it, and plus I do go until January 6th. That's how long.
Now, how are you? Let's. When do your decorations start and when do they end?
They start 2 weeks before. We're going to get our tree on the 10th.
Okay.
Wait, today's the 10th, or yesterday was. We're going to get our tree on Monday.
We put up our outside decorations right after Thanksgiving because that long weekend we have the time to actually put them up, and then
Right.
everything else we kind of take our time. Like we don't have the tree yet, but
Yeah.
that's like kind of our start of the holiday season right after Thanksgiving. I don't like going to the mall before Thanksgiving and seeing all the decorations up. That still irritates me.
Yeah.
I know that's been going on for a while now.
Yeah.
Still don't like it.
Still don't like it.
Yeah.
Still would like it to chill out because Thanksgiving is, I think, such an important. I think it's such an important holiday, you guys. I really do, because of gratitude and because of being thankful for stuff and because of turkey. All of those things are important, and I think we need to give them their own time.
But it doesn't help retailers as much.
It doesn't as much. Yeah, there's only so much turkey people
Yeah.
are willing to buy.
Well,
What do you
turkey
guys?
retailers.
What my sister came up when we were kids. She came up. She was like the best marketing. She was probably 11 or 12 when she said this. A marketing complete failure by McDonald's. The fact that Thanksgiving they do not serve turkey McNuggets, with cranberry dipping sauce. She's like, I don't understand. She was 11 years old. She was like, I don't understand why they don't offer this at McDonald's as a seasonal food stuff. Turkey McNuggets with cranberry dipping sauce. It would be huge.
I would buy that.
I
I'm a
would
vegetarian.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes
Right.
perfect sense.
And for some reason, McDonald's never responded to her queries. I don't think she ever sent anything off. She might have. She was 11. She was, when you're 11, you send.
I tell you what, I
You send queries out when you're 11.
Oh yeah.
crayon fueled.
Point of order.
Point of order, McDonald's. As an 11-year-old.
She was the only 9-year-old I knew who used to pore over the real estate section. Remember those
that's
newspaper
great.
print things at the grocery store, and you'd get it all over your hands. She's like, "What do you think of this property?"
Yeah.
And I was like,
and now she's
I'm
running
7.
DuPont.
Yeah, really. No,
She's a financial advisor
course.
at RBC Dane Rapture.
Yeah.
Of course she is.
Right, and enormously successful.
Yes,
of course.
surprising no one.
Manages
Surprising, absolutely.
hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I used to do a tradition. I started where I'd set my tree up on Thanksgiving Day,
Oh.
and then because
Do you have fake trees? Do you guys do fake trees?
I have a fake tree.
No,
guy.
real.
Real tree? Which is why, if you have real, you got to wait.
Yeah, I bought a fake tree like 15 years ago. Because I read this thing, and this is so great. I read this thing in the Sierra Club, and they weighed environmental impact of real tree versus fake tree. And they're like, over the life of 10 years, a fake tree edges it out ever so slightly. If you figure in driving,
The footprint. Yeah.
footprint,
The
to and from.
But it's genuinely that. It's not huge.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a huge. Because we do every other year. This is a real tree year, which is why we got to wait. Yeah, I don't know why.
So I bought this tree at...
You mix it up.
Yeah.
I bought a tree at Target for like $40, $50 like in 2001 or something
Right.
or two. And now... So the last three... this is the first year I've set it up since I've been divorced. It's because I was like, fuck this holiday.
Yeah, sure.
This is bullshit. And I had a little...
You got to recover.
I had a little 2-foot plug-in...
Oh,
Right.
already decorated thing?
Well, that thing I bought when I was like in my 20s.
Yeah.
And so
Like a tabletop tree.
Like a tabletop tree. So that was my like sad divorce guy Christmas tree for the last 4 years. But this year, girlfriend, things are nice. Set up a Christmas tree.
Now, did
There
you
you
get
go.
one of the ones that has the lights like built in on the branches?
No.
We do.
Yeah.
No.
We've got one that, because the thing is Andy was like, I want a tree that looks fake. And I was like, it has to be green though. He's like, I kind of want it to be pink or silver or something. I'm like, please, it can look, and all it is it's a pole with light, like sticking out like light stems. And then we also have garlands that have lights that are worked into them that we wrap around it, like a Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we fill it out and make it into a triangle with this fake garland that is it's entirely lights. It like lights up our living room. And then we bought at Macy's, cost as much as the tree, a star that is also lit. And so the whole thing just glows like a power plant
that's
in the
great.
middle of it is the greatest fake tree in the world. And then we do a nativity scene. We always do it. Queen Amidala is usually Mary, and Charlie Brown is usually Joseph. And then we do I have Dr. Girlfriend is one of the angels, and we just take like different action figures
Sure.
and make like you do.
I tried to do that. It was frowned upon a little bit here
did you get the kibosh at the-
we get the regular manger, but then
Yeah.
I supplement it
Right.
with Grimlock and Daredevil and put them
very
in.
nice.
Yes.
We have a little Ewok as the baby Jesus.
Yeah.
because it was in a pouch on one of the sand people or Ewok people. Not an Ewok, it was a sand people. And this is the Mancini Castle, though. Let's get to It's a Wonderful Life, you guys. The Martini Castle is I just watched. So in the last day, I watched The Bishop's Wife with Cary Grant, Loretta Young, and David Niven. Have you guys seen that?
No.
No,
The Bishop's Wife.
The Bishop's Wife, horribly remade as The Preacher's
Wife, right.
With Denzel
And
Whitney Houston.
and Whitney Houston, yeah,
I
yeah.
will do Denzel as Cary Grant. I will not do Whitney Houston as Loretta Young. That will not. That did not work. That Loretta Young is amazing. David Niven is amazing. Cary Grant is amazing. And this is a beautiful. Is it Capra? No. I don't know who it is.
It's Henry Coster is the director.
What year?
That is 1947.
Do you know what's fascinating too about when they would put these DVD covers together? They would, even though it's a black and white film, they would put the cover
In color.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to remember colorization.
In fact, you have a DVD that was on the front lines of the colorization debate.
The Wonderful Life?
No, The Bells of St. Mary.
Oh.
That was actually one of the ones that they, Turner was showcasing, like, look how great this movie looks in color.
Right.
And
They were
thankfully
incorrect.
that died away. Yes.
Do you remember my favorite Jay Leno? Not a lot of people say this. My favorite Jay Leno joke was from, I believe, in the middle of that debate, which was, I think, in the late 80s when colorization first came out. And he was just subbing for Johnny Carson, and he came out and it was Christmas time, and he goes, "Hey, the colorization, very controversial, but I think that they did an amazing job. They colorized the first 10 minutes of The Wizard of Oz." And the audience just gasped as a group, and then he had a punchline, but I didn't care what the punchline was. It was the greatest setup ever because it was just the greatest. I was like, "Oh, that joke's done."
Yeah.
No one else needs to write another joke about colorization because that's the best premise of the joke ever. So the bishop's wife is a very beautiful. David Niven he prays that he needs help building this giant fucking cathedral, and so Cary Grant shows up as the angel.
Niven's always building something. Bridges over
Yeah,
quads.
he's always-
like, what's he up to?
That guy's he works. He likes to stay busy. He likes to work with his hands, and so it's a very sweet movie, and there's a great scene in it with the guy who plays the professor. Are you on the IMDb page?
Yeah.
Because who plays the professor? He's a great character actor. Monty Woolley, maybe?
Let me check real quick.
But he makes this great line. He says this great line about how this woman who's supposedly going to finance the cathedral, she got him fired from the university for being too political. And he's got some great line about how I haven't been political since like Nero. And because he's an ancient history professor.
I got Niven confused with Alec Guinness. Alec Guinness was in Bridge Over the River.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Well, that'll happen. I'm sure someone's yelling at their iPad.
Yeah, I'm having fever dreams.
So, but it's wonderful. So I did Bells of St. Mary's, of course. I remember even as a kid. Do you remember did you see the Bells of St.
It's
Mary's?
been a long time since I've
Bing
seen
Crosby
that one.
and Ingrid Bergman. My stepmother used to always say, "Oh, don't all men wish that nuns look like Ingrid Bergman?" And I remember even as a child thinking, why would they want a nun to look like Ingrid Bergman? They want someone that they could date to look like Ingrid Bergman.
Yes.
Oh.
And but she,
I guess maybe the Ingrid Bergman looking nun is not the one that's going to beat the shit out of you.
Yes.
yes, possibly that's where.
And
that
that's
comes
the one you think you could maybe turn.
Ooh, like lesbians in those movies in the 90s. It's like just
you
waiting
don't
for
really
the
want
right
to. Yeah,
guy.
you don't really want to be a nun. It's just because you haven't met the right person yet.
I know
Yeah.
Jesus is your boyfriend, but he's never around.
Yeah.
No,
He's
timing you.
And this movie has 9 plots. This movie, The Bells of St. Mary's,
By the way, I also have never seen a priest that looks like Bing Crosby.
right? And also
That sings and does a little soft shoe.
Yeah.
he's constant and several off-color jokes that they sort of apologetically break the fourth wall and kind of look at the camera a little bit. It's almost Road to St. Mary's.
that's
it's
great.
almost the Road to St.
Yeah.
Mary's because he makes a couple of jokes and then he does like an eye slide toward the camera. He's like,
Well, Bob Hope's not in this movie, but I know you've watched them.
I know you've
Yeah.
watched them. It's a little off color.
Yeah.
But and but there's a story about raising when raising boys as too many nuns raising boys. There's that whole plot. Wow. You're like, oh, they're going to be sissies. And then there's this whole thing about sort of a divorced little girl who wants to go to the Catholic school. Ingrid Bergman has tuberculosis. There's like,
What is going on?
and then there's this whole thing how he's actually come to this school so that he can close the school down and sell it to a corporation to turn it into a parking lot. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. Bells of St. Mary's has at least 4 different plots, you guys. And then the classic, It's a Wonderful Life, which I watch it every year. Every 3 years, I cry. The other 2 years, I just want to kill Uncle Billy. I don't know. You guys have seen It's a Wonderful Life, probably.
Of course.
Yeah?
Yes.
There we go. So Uncle Billy, of course, a monumental alcoholic idiot that everyone around him is enabled. And no one tells Uncle Billy to get his shit together. And sometimes it just drives me nuts. But This year, for just because it's been, I don't know, I got very emotional. The couple of scenes when he's sitting there with his dad, and his dad's like, "Hey, you going to come back from college and maybe work for the building and loan?" And he's like, "No,
I'm not going to do it.
no, you get you this little 2-bit nickel and dime, savings and loan," and his dad's like, "Well, I think we're really changing some lives with our little 2-bit," and I'm like. I just silent tears coursing down. It's like, you did, Mr. Bailey. You were a very big helper.
As good as It's a Wonderful Life is, I will always argue that I think Mr. Smith Goes to Washington is a better film from Frank Capra.
A better Christmas movie?
No, not a better Christmas movie, just film in general.
It's a Wonderful Life is. I mean, it still has all the. I mean, it still kind of works. I mean, I don't know. And
it hits all the right beats.
It
really does.
Yeah.
And there's when Uncle Billy loses the $8,000 though, and the fact that and the Hays Code completely thrown out the window because Mr. Potter gets to keep the $8,000. He gets to stay in power at the end of the movie, and you're like, I don't approve. I don't approve of no comeuppance for Mr. Potter. And But it's when Mr. Gower comes in and everybody's giving up the money, and the $25,000 is going to get wired from Hee Haw Sam Wainwright. Mm-hmm. Come on, you gotta cry at that point. That's good times.
And Zuzu's Pedals is the name of my sister's band.
Is that your sister's band?
Yeah, she was out of Minneapolis in the 90s. Yeah.
Oh my God, I saw Zuzu's Pedals.
Yeah, sure, you saw them perform. That was where they came up with Zuzu's Pedals.
Yeah. That was a famous name of a band. Like, everyone was like, the greatest name of any band was Zuzu's Pedals. Everyone in Minneapolis said that.
Yeah.
They
were like one of the first all-girl punk bands.
Jesus.
In like the late 80s and early 90s.
Get out there and are they on Spotify? They still getting some Sound Exchange money? I hope so.
I hope so.
Yeah.
There's a great book that it was my sister Colleen Elwood and Lori Lindeen and Linda, I forget Linda's last name, but Lori Lindeen wrote a book a couple years ago called Pedal Pushers.
Yeah.
Which is an amazing book if you want to read what it was like for them as these young women in their 20s as an all-girl like punk band driving around in a van doing bar gigs and what the Minneapolis...
And standing next to Husker Du.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And performing with all those people.
Right.
Like,
probably being compared to the Runaways.
Yeah, there's that.
There's and the Supremes.
Well, who else came out? Like, didn't the Jayhawks or whatever come out of Minneapolis? Or a bunch of...
Wait, that sounds about right. So, music not being my life, but I'm pretty sure.
But it's a fantastic book. It was fantastic for me because I was like,
what's it called?
It's Pedal Pushers.
Okay, yeah, I should get that.
And it was about the Zuzu's Pedals. It's a
awesome.
Fantastic book, but It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. It's great. So, like, all the short cartoony stuff, right? I mean, starting at Thanksgiving, I watched Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving. Actually, at Halloween, I watched The Great Pumpkin, and then it's Thanksgiving, and then it's the Charlie Brown Christmas.
You know, there's a second Charlie Brown Thanksgiving where it shows like all the pilgrims and how they die.
Yeah,
it's like there's a really weird like
it's the worst.
Yeah,
it's genuinely.
They don't air that one anymore.
Oh,
like, and this one has syphilis blankets.
Yeah, it does. It does. It has all that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
As does the pumpkin. The pumpkin one has a shitty second one on the Blu-ray because I have the collection, right? The Deluxe Holiday Collection with remastered classics, and they're great except for if you hit accidentally play all of a sudden you see some just shitty.
Everything successful gets a sequel, whether it's warranted or not.
Or not. And then, of course, we got Rudolph, Frosty.
Yeah, the
Santa
classics.
Claus is coming to town.
Name the shitty sequel in that case.
The Rudolph one?
No,
or the Frosty?
Frosty.
Yeah, Frosty. There was a. I think it's Frosty Returns.
It literally makes no sense if you watch it, and but I think Danny DeVito is in it or something. It's insane,
right? Because that is also in this. I have the deluxe because this is Frosty Returns is in here.
Yeah,
and it's dumb.
These ones, the Charlie Brown and these Rudolph ones with that weird, I don't know what you call
the stop motion animation.
Animation. That like defined my childhood because that was like every year,
and it heralded the season.
Yeah.
You knew it was Christmas time when these specials came on TV. I'm like, all right.
And you'd plan around it.
Oh, yeah.
You
the
would.
VCR was a pain in the ass.
And
you didn't have one.
And then you knew.
We didn't have one growing up.
Once you watched those specials, then you would get the Sears toy catalog, and you would get to go through it and look through everything. It was like these were things we did every year as kids.
We got the... Oh, this is not a good story. I don't know why I would tell. And we would get the Sears catalog, but we never got toys. because there were too many of us. We always got clothes. But we would, my sister and I, this is the saddest fucking story. It all works out, guys. I have a shitload of toys now. But my sister and I would pick one thing from every fucking page because we might as well. And I'd be like, I don't want anything on this page. And she'd go, you have to pick something because we're Americans. She wouldn't say that, but though you could kind of hear her saying it, can't you? And but yeah, it was, we never did pick anything. So I was 7. We didn't need toys by the time I was 7. Such assholes.
Yeah, what 7-year-old plays with toys?
Exactly. Who's got time for toys? Now, here's the weird one, you guys. Here's the weird, because the new generation of kids are watching the Dreamworks holiday collection. I don't know if you have seen, like Shrek the Halls.
I have. I've seen everyone in that collection.
You've seen all of these?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And I think my favorite, though, is the Kung Fu Panda holiday.
You are correct. Though I like the dragon one. The dragon one's pretty good.
That one's good.
Mary Madagascar is...
Also, these weren't in theaters.
No. These get released on DVD and also streaming.
Yeah.
You can get them on streaming, too. So it's like just 4 little short films. They're not full features.
Yeah,
they're like specials.
Yeah, they're like specials. They're like old-timey specials.
See, like Kung Fu Panda Holiday. I want to watch this.
It's good.
It's
good,
actually pretty good.
And Dragon's Holiday?
Yeah, Dragon's Holiday is good.
The Gift of Night Fury? That sounds awesome.
Yeah, they're pretty great. And that's the good thing. And then, of course, you got The Grinch. The Grinch is a classic.
That was another one
Yep.
that's like ingrained in my childhood.
Right.
And if you look, too, at like the Charlie Brown one, it has such a Christian message. If anyone tried to do that now on regular network TV on an animated
the kibosh
show, I don't know.
It would
if
either be that
through.
or more heavy-handed. It would have to be one. It would either Veggie Tales the hell out of it, or they would be like, no, let's put a menorah over there in the corner, and or some damn thing, right? And but the Grinch always good,
Yes.
The Grinch,
Uh-huh.
and I sometimes and nobody's ever. I mean, everybody's pretty good sport when they have all their crap stolen, which I thought was pretty nice of them.
What do you mean?
Well,
the Grinch, yeah.
When the Grinch steals all
because
their
they're
stuff.
just things.
They're just stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's going to be other who whistles in your life. It'll all work
Well,
out.
speaking of things and feasts.
Oh, right. Hey, why'd you do that? Bring it.
Check it out. We have a sponsor.
God, great segment.
It's
Ladies
almost
and gentlemen.
a hoverboard.
Yeah.
Segue. Well played.
We want to talk to you guys about Sherry's Berries. Now, they did send us berries again. Always fun to get Sherry's Berries. And they're great.
When you
they're
see
sweet.
these on your front door.
You're like, oh my God, this is great.
So
my
great.
kids recognize the box now. They get all excited.
I think your kids can smell it coming down the street.
They don't last long in our home.
Is it just a lot of berries?
It's with
I've
different,
never gotten Sherry's
with
berries.
different like types of coatings. There's like a chocolatey goodness. Some of them have like a white chocolate type coating, and then there's a nuts on them, and they're really, really good. Decadent toppings like chocolate chips and chopped nuts.
Okay.
They're amazing. They're amazing. They're
But not just strawberries? Like other kinds of berries, or is it all strawberries?
These specifically are berries. However, Sherry's Berries has other stuff if you want to get. They have everything from like cookies to other things.
Oh, like Harry and why would I mention another
yeah.
business? Why would I do that?
Like those two guys that also send food.
That also send food, but aren't sponsoring the comedy film business.
But basically, for Sherry's Berries, the chocolatey dipped strawberries are the flagship product of
Excellent.
of their company. And here's the thing, though: we always like when Sherry's Berries is a sponsor because we can give deals to the fans. So it starts at $19.99, which is a 40% off savings, but you can double the berries for just $10 more. To get this deal, go to berries.com and use our special code CFN. So, I mean, you're in for a penny, in for a pound. You may as well double your berries.
And they got a whole section of gourmet Christmas bestsellers, like Dip Cheesecake Trio and half dozen fancy strawberries. They've got 6 handmade snowmen brownie pops.
What?
These look great.
Do they have anything in a peppermint bark? Do they do anything?
They've got 12 Christmas caramel pretzel rods.
Okay.
They've got
I
those.
like caramel.
And some of the stuff actually sells out. Like you go to the website, and some of the stuff it's so popular that it literally.
Oh my
sells
God!
out.
They've got hand decorated mini Christmas cookies. Those look awesome. Holiday French macaroons. Oh man, This is awesome. It's all this Christmas theme. Like if you're going to have any sort of, if you're having a war on Christmas party,
Right.
this is great for you.
This is
right?
ammunition?
This is ammunition for your war. But like, look, the hand decorated Christmas ornament cookies were $39.99. They're now on sale for $19.99. Then you add this coupon code CFN. There's going to be more deals.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stack them up.
And now the only way to get this amazing offer, the Sherry's Berries that start at $19.99, because normally they start more expensive, go to berries.com, berries.com, click on the microphone in the top right-hand corner and type in CFN.
Okay. And then essentially start shopping from there.
Yes,
Yep.
and then you'll get all the deals and the
deals.
You can go big Christmas baskets with fruit and nuts. They've got everything on here.
Especially for people you don't know what to get for them.
But you like them a lot.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
There's like whole stores full of that where you're like, I really like you, but I guess I'm going to buy you a compass. Right. like or a sextant. Like you get like the fanciest, but these are who doesn't like berries?
Right.
You're never going to go wrong. I sent these to my niece's birthday last year. Mother's Day.
There you go.
And they never last. They're gone.
They're
in
gone.
Like a day
and no one's ever like, oh, enough.
Yeah.
Enough with the chocolate covered strawberries.
Yeah.
Oh, the worst.
Yeah. So
okay.
Coupon code CFN,
Yep.
berries.com. All right, Jackie, what else
What's
do you
next?
have in your DVD closet?
This is another new one that everybody should frickin' see. Have you seen this?
This one I have not seen. Prep and Landing.
You
What is
guys.
this?
Prep and Landing. No one does stealth like an elf. Huh? It isn't an elf on a shelf asshat either. Those
Now, wait a
bastards.
minute. Is this I think I have seen this. Is this a short film where they're two, they're almost like elf secret agents?
Yeah, well,
it's
they
20
do prep and landing for Santa. They show up and they make sure that everything's working out. I think that they make sure everything, the kids are all asleep and make sure everybody. It's adorable.
Yeah, and it's Dave Foley and Sarah Chalke.
Oh, I did see this one. Yeah,
Chalke's
Yeah.
good.
from Scrubs.
So good,
did
so
voices.
funny, so
And Roseanne,
sweet.
I think.
And it is, it's essentially this guy wants to be the director of he's got the bad guy elf in this. He's not a bad guy. He's just a guy with some ambition, man. And he's just sick of being in prep and landing. He's sick of it, man. He's been in it for like 100 years. And he wants to be like the director of Naughty or the director of Nice. He wants a promotion. And so he goes in and he sabotages a thing. And then Santa has to come in and save him. And he's working with a new rookie. It's really good stuff, you guys. It's a quality moment. Here we go.
It's like when Dirty Harry did the one with Tyne Daly.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like that, right?
That's it. You know it. It's this is always another short one that's always good every year. It is the Colbert Christmas.
Oh man!
Oh, I haven't seen this one.
It was such a classic take on the old '70s Christmas
variety
show.
It was so perfect. I was hoping that he would do one every fucking year for the rest of his life. Sadly, probably a lot of work. So I can't remember what year this came out, but
Now
it
he's
was
got that
like
other-
5 or 6 years ago.
Now he's got this full-time gig on CBS that's probably taken up a couple minutes of his day.
Yeah, exactly. So this is 7 years old, the Colbert Christmas, greatest gift of all. And
He's got a red sweater and a pipe.
it is absurd, and it's Toby Keith Feist is in it.
Well, Bill Murray filled that void with the Bill Murray Christmas special.
On Netflix, I haven't seen
On
it
Netflix,
yet.
I haven't seen it yet either.
It's supposed to be funny.
Oh, see, there's ones that are out this year that I haven't seen. Krampus, and I haven't
Yes.
seen that Netflix one. I want to see all those. And
We'll be talking about Krampus on the regular episode.
Oh, snap.
there you go. And there are always 1,000 different versions of A Christmas Carol that I like to
Yes.
watch every year. There's the one from the 50s, which I, for some reason, could not find my copy of. The famous one with the black and white, and whose name I'm spacing. Probably should have looked it up. Knew I was going to be
What
on
is
the
this?
show.
Which one are you talking about?
A Christmas Carol from 1950.
Well, you didn't bring the DVD, so it doesn't count.
It doesn't count. DVD closet. And there's, the Muppet Christmas Carol, always great.
Let's talk about the Muppet Christmas Carol for
Okay.
a second, because I watched it again
Yep.
probably about a year or two ago. And here's what I found absolutely fascinating about A Muppet's Christmas Carol. First of all, I really liked it.
Yep.
I think it's fantastic.
It holds up really well.
It holds up really well. And Michael Caine is Scrooge.
Yep.
Now, what is fascinating about Michael Caine is he generally takes whatever script is offered, depending on where it shoots.
Yeah.
And you can often see him walk through roles. This role, he didn't walk through at all.
No,
he put like it was he acted in this. It was so intense, like just him with his like icy glare at the Muppets, and like you believed it. Like he
was just full of rage at those at his rat accountants.
Yeah.
It was rat accountants. It was it is. He is chilling.
And just like when he turns around, and just stares, and all of the Muppets just like shudder. And he gives that just because he's glaring at them. It's hilarious because he does not phone it in. Like it looks like he's acting with like Olivier, and it's a frog. You know, that's what he puts into this.
Because Kermit plays Bob Cratchit.
Yeah.
And he goes back in time, and you get to see, and the eagle plays the headmaster.
Yeah.
Oh, are you kidding me? From when he goes back and sees when he's a boy. And it was it's just sad, and it's pathos, and
it follows the original story. The other thing, what I found fascinating about it is there's a lot of quotes and like actual passages from the book.
Yeah, from the book.
So it's not like, we don't need, we got the regular story. We'll just write a goofy script for. And then they didn't. They were actually they were honoring the source material.
They honored the source. Yeah. It's not like they did
Dickens. They did the Dickens story.
They really did.
They didn't take it from like when Fonzie was Scrooge, and then just take and lift that,
right?
But also keeping super true to it. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the Mr. Magoo Christmas Carol. Mr. Magoo Christmas Carol is amazing.
I don't think I've seen it since I was a kid. Is that one where a Tiny Tim goes razzleberry dressing?
Yes, it is, my friend. Yes, it is. And it's a beautiful DVD Blu-ray. Quite honestly, it's a collector's issue. It's full of holiday cheer, according to their own packaging. And but
it delivers.
Right, and it comes with a frameable card for some reason,
signed by Mr. Magoo.
Great.
Signed by Mr. Magoo. Wait.
Yeah, there's an autograph.
No, it's signed by Bacchus, the guy who draws Mr. Magoo.
Oh, it should have been signed by.
No, it does the voice.
Recording, but it's got like
Jim Bacchus does the voice.
Yeah, I don't think he draws him.
He doesn't draw Mr. Magoo.
He draws Mr. Magoo.
Mr. Howell was also an animator? Oh my God, I had no idea. That's what he was doing between takes on Gilligan's Island?
Yeah, I was like, I can't voice this until I draw it.
Right. Zort. And, oh my God. This is, by the way, that interaction is the complete definition. I'm doing a new podcast with Lori Kilmartin on Nerdist. It's going to go up in January. And it's essentially, I don't know if you guys know this, there's a lot of podcasts where a couple of white guys get together and talk about being stand-up comics. And
I'm not familiar with those podcasts.
Never.
Lori Kilmartin are going to be a couple of white women talking about stand-up comedy. So it is a step in a direction.
It's a lateral move?
I think it's lateral. I don't think we're freeing the slaves here.
Could you call it a half twist?
There's some work is being done. And then here's a rando one. You guys remember Elf?
Yes, love Elf.
One of my favorite Christmas movies.
One of your favorite just because of the heart? What do you love about it?
What I love about it is it's a modern movie that captures the heart of the classic Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I love the fact that it's first of all, it's saying that the North Pole exists.
Will Ferrell, by the way, with James Caan.
And James Caan is great.
As his dad.
Yes. It's classic Will Ferrell. There's really also I'm going to bring up the thing on
the internet?
IMDb that came up in 2000. John Favreau directs it, so that's really funny.
Yeah.
Bob Newhart.
Yeah, Bob Newhart plays his stepdad.
His stepdad, which is awesome. I mean, you've got great stuff in the
start to finish. This thing is a really
it's great.
Movie.
It's a real solid Christmas
Ed
movie.
Asner is Santa Claus.
Will Ferrell, he does not phone it in. You believe him.
Yeah.
The Gimbals manager is Faison Love. There's some scenes in there where he's just a classic. Faison Love is this wearing his department store manager and he's all flustered about everything, and they give him great lines. Man, there's some fucking hilarious shit in there.
So good. The classics, last two classics. There's Miracle on 34th Street, always great. The remake of that was terrible. I don't know if you saw the remake of Miracle on 34th Street.
Didn't see the remake, no.
Okay.
It's that made-for-TV movie, right?
It wasn't. It was sadly, I believe, it was almost... Maybe it was made for TV. I don't know. I watched
That's the
it.
one I could never quite get that into.
Maureen O'Hara never grabbed you. Natalie Wood as a child.
Yeah, I just.
That's what she played. She played a child in this because she was a child. Anyway, but it was
That's good acting, is what that
Yeah,
is.
that is.
Yeah, that was really good.
It's method.
She stuck the landing, you guys. And so, what didn't you like about it?
I think it was one of those things. For whatever reason, I'm a kid. I'm not that into some black and white movies. I just couldn't get into. It's a
Right.
Wonderful Life. I always did. Because there's just something about Jimmy Stewart,
Right. He's super likable.
and also.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy who plays the lead in this, John Payne, he's very much not Cary Grant. Like,
Yeah.
he's not an A-list actor. And I don't know. I'm sure he went on because he's very, he's got regular features, very handsome guy.
Yeah.
But
It's
he
also
went
a
on to work.
slower paced movie.
It is a
too.
slower paced movie.
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life is like boom, 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 boom. There's something always going down,
Yeah.
and I guess it's my first inclination into why it's sort of a time travel movie, and I love time travel, so it's a what if time
Yeah.
travel type
Yeah,
thing.
parallel universe.
Yeah.
I didn't think of it that way, but you're right. It is a time travel movie.
Yeah.
Or an Elseworlds.
Yeah, it is. It is like, because that always happens in time travel of like, well, if we go back and
Yeah.
change this, then
Yeah.
What's going to happen?
What's
Yeah.
today going to look like?
Well, the remake of Miracle on 34th Street it would be like trying to do a remake of Last Starfighter, kind of, because the main scene in Miracle on 34th Street is they prove Santa's existence through the U.S. mail. I don't think I'm ruining something from 1947, by the way.
No.
You guys should really.
You never know.
And but in the remake, I think they use email or something. I think it's like they don't do mail. I forget what the conceit was to prove that Santa existed at the end of the remake of Miracle on 34th Street, but it was terrible. It was it was the worst. I was like, let's just still use the mail. That's a perfect, because
Yeah.
I tend to love a movie that ends with a court battle. Like Mr. Deeds Goes to Town. I don't know if you ever saw that with Gary Cooper, where he's being tried for being insane, and then at the end of it, she admits that she loves him and he loves
Right.
her, and it's all great. And but it's done in a courtroom. That's it's standing.
It's also that one of those movies that it's a product of its time. You can't remake it. It doesn't necessarily hold up now. You have to view it with those kinds of glasses, where
Right.
there was no email, and the only way to
Right.
communicate was with letters
Snail mail,
from the post
And when
office.
bags and bags of letters
Right.
show up,
Yes.
it had a very profound effect.
Yes.
know?
One of my favorite scenes in Miracle on 34th Street is that first scene where the Macy's. I mean, there's the Macy's gimbals thing. I don't know if you guys we had gimbals in Milwaukee when I
Right.
was a kid.
We had
And-
Macy's in Philly.
And we had Macy's as well, but the Macy's Gimbals rivalry was very real
Yeah.
in Milwaukee when I was a kid. But one of my favorite scenes is the Macy's Day Parade, and I love a parade. I love a parade.
Come on.
Yes.
The beat of the drums, yada da da. That's an old song. And then this is a terrible movie that I watch occasionally every year. Not every year. I can't do it. It's the actual White Christmas one with Bing Crosby and I think it's Danny Kaye. And it's
You're right.
yeah, Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, Rosemary Clooney, who is George Clooney's aunt, and
Yeah, Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, Rosemary Clooney, of course.
Vera Ellen. And the lyric and music by Irving Berlin, but it's kind of one of those rah-rah World War II remakes. They took the good song from Holiday Inn.
I was going to say that,
Right.
that song was such a hit from Holiday Inn. They're like, we should make a whole movie around this
movie
song.
around this, and then for some reason get rid of Fred Astaire. Even though I love Danny Kaye, why would you get rid of Fred Astaire? What are you out of your?
Well, this is
mind?
my favorite, like 40s or 50s movie description. Like this sums up so many of these movies. A successful song and dance team become romantically involved with a sister act.
Oh, wow. And I believe that Sister's song is from this. Sister, don't get between me and my mister.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just good writing, you guys. And, like that kind of. And then the last one I brought is a modern day miracle. This is it, Die Hard.
Oh, great Christmas
It
movie.
is a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie, not really realizing it was a Christmas movie when it came out. And now it has gone into canon as an actual Christmas movie. Die Hard. all Alan Rickman all the time. I would like.
He makes the movie.
It's
so
nice
good.
Suit, Mr. Takagi. Like just the way he speaks, man.
The diction. I mean, it's Snape. He's just all Snape. It's freaking Alan Rickman is the greatest.
Well, you've also got wonderful things in terms of the spirit of Christmas. It's what's important.
Yep.
His marriage gets healed.
Yes.
Right.
You know, they fall back in love because he has to save his wife. There's a great William Atherton, one of the greatest movie dicks of all time.
But doesn't he look William Atherton, who played who did he play? Did he play the journalist?
Yeah, he's the asshole journalist.
He's the asshole journalist. There was also
Richard Thornburg.
Also played
Dick Thornburg.
But there was also a guy who played the police inspector.
Oh yeah, well he's a great. Oh, Paul Gleason is the classic Dick. He was the Dick in Breakfast Club.
Right.
Paul Gleason is an amazing. He played that asshole.
And every thug in that movie, like every hired mercenary, you've seen in 100 other movies as like a hired mercenary or a thug.
Oh yeah,
like you're like, oh, I recognize that guy.
Well, but my thing about the guy who played the journalist and the guy who played the police cop, the guy who played the inspector, and one of the Johnson brothers, the Vietnam Johnson brother from the FBI.
Oh, that was such a funny scene. What's his face is? God, he's got the horrible, the pockmarked skin, but he's.
Yeah, but get this: all three of those guys have the same haircut, and I remember watching that when I was a kid, going, "Is that the same actor playing all three?" Because they all have that wavy do, and I was like, why would they get three guys who kind of look like that same white guy?
Because they only wanted to hire one stylist.
Maybe that could have been a stylist problem. And
Robert Davey is Special Agent Johnson,
right.
And then Grand Bush is the other Agent Johnson.
Who's Special Agent?
No relation.
No relation. I was 6 years old, you dick.
Yeah, just like Vietnam, huh, Slick? I was 6 years old, dick.
Yeah, it was something like that.
So awesome.
Such a great line.
Hart Bachner is the cokehead hotshot executive that tries to negotiate. I do $1 million deals for breakfast. I can negotiate with this Euro trash.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah.
And then what about...
and the nice product placement when he gets the Coke with the ice.
Yeah.
I can give them to you.
Yeah.
You know, just like...
Who's the limo driver? Who's the actor?
Oh, that's a great... I think it's...
Because I think that
Clarence,
was...
Gilliard Jr. plays
remember the Christmas song was Christmas in Hollis? Christmas in Queens?
No, I'm sorry. Clarence Gilliard Jr. is the guy who is the
nerd?
The nerd.
Black nerd?
Black
Blurred?
nerd. Yeah,
that's it.
Playing for... he's working with Hans Gruber.
Right. And so the kind of he was little. He was a little guy. And that he uses his powers for good. He uses his limo for good. At the end of it, when he crashes right into the side of that van. And then, who played the brother that shows up at the end of it all?
Oh wow!
Okay, so there's the black cop who's a famous character actor.
That's that is Reginald V. Johnson.
Yeah, there we go. That cold is still holding on, huh?
Oh God!
And and then
Sergeant Al Powell.
Sergeant Al Powell, who knows exactly what's in a Twinkie. That guy's good. That guy knows things. That guy's great. And then accidentally shot a kid and felt remorse.
Yeah,
you know, like cops ought to. And then who's the giant blonde? Who was the giant blonde who had the brother who looked like Kurt Braunohler? Remember the Kurt Braunohler?
Well, it was Alexander Goodenough.
Right, he was the long hair, right?
Yeah.
And then his brother, who gets killed now. Now I have a machine gun.
Yeah, there was. Oh, I forget.
He looks exactly like Kurt Braunohler.
I don't remember.
Oh, he's a comic, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I love Die Hard.
It's a really fun movie. And it was also one of those movies where you didn't realize how fun it was going to be until you saw it. Because it was a weird marketing where it's just, it looks like a regular thriller.
Yeah, it looks like a regular action shoot 'em up.
But then when you watch it, you're like, oh, this is really fun. This is just something
Wasn't
really
it
great about this.
groundbreaking? Did it establish quips? Come to L.A., climb through the ducks.
Come to L.A. We'll have a few come to the coast. We'll have a few laughs
That's
while
it.
he's climbing through the ducks.
Right. It was his first big break after Moonlighting, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
John McTiernan directed it. I think it was his sort of first big
movie as well.
It was McTiernan's first well, he did Nomads and he did Predator, but it was his. Then from there, McTiernan did Hunt for Red October.
Oh wow!
He did Last Action Hero, which was a bummer. But then he, he sort of he was the big '80s.
Yeah, Last Action Hero didn't help Alan Rickman's career after Die Hard.
Oh, I didn't see that, and I thought I'd seen all of Alan Rickman's work.
Well, you have.
No reason to see that.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I don't think anyone considers it canon for
All right.
for Alan Rickman.
Mm-hmm.
And John McTiernan, real quick, he directed a movie called The 13th Warrior with Antonio Banderas.
Oh, I remember that movie.
Which is an awesome film.
Is it?
It's one of these movies, nobody liked it, it got panned, it didn't do well on the box office, I don't think. And I saw it and I was like, this is awesome. They hired all these Viking dudes to just go out and it's just great.
Yeah.
Viking sword fight.
There's a great line in that movie where Antonio Banderas picks up the sword and it's too heavy. He goes, I can't lift this sword. And the Viking goes, grow stronger.
Yeah, there's just that. There's just these big Viking dudes just Viking stuff it up. It's amazing.
So what movies don't I have? What movies should I see that I didn't bring?
And specials?
And specials.
I would say the Blackadder Christmas special.
Which I have actually never seen.
Which is amazing because it also tells the story of A Christmas Carol, but Blackadder starts as the nicest man in all England. And as it progresses, he gets meaner and nastier, and then he becomes like Blackadder at the end. So it reverses.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Because the first ghost that comes to visit him is like, you don't need any visions. You're doing great. I'm going to haunt all the other people. And he goes, well, let me see my ancestors. And then he sees how horrible his ancestors were.
Yeah.
But how they always got ahead. And he's like, well, but they all got ahead even though they did horrible things. And he's like, well, technically, yeah. But all right, I'm not showing you anymore. I'm leaving.
Oh, God.
So it's great special.
It's one ghost after another turning him into Scrooge, essentially. Holy hell. Yes, that is amazing.
It's really good. So
okay.
Mine is Bad Santa.
That's a great
I think
movie.
It's Billy Bob Thornton, Bernie Mac, Lauren Graham.
Oh, jeez. I forgot Lauren Graham's in that.
She's awesome. Tony Cox.
It hits the right mix of being completely inappropriate, but also really funny.
John Ritter's great.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's
I
really
forgot about
you're
that.
getting to see a bunch of people.
It's super dark, though.
Yeah,
it's definitely dark.
Yeah, it's super mean and dark. And the other other special I would recommend watching is December 20th at the Hollywood Improv.
Another segue.
Star Wars holiday special, which we will be commenting on. We will do a live commentary. And if someone in this room can check their old person calendar because they don't use their iPhone.
I have a paper thing that has it's got this ring on the corner of it, and then you just open different pages. It was every year I like to buy a new calendar. It's nice. This year's theme it's called The Reading Woman. And it has different pictures of women reading in it, and some of them are from the 1800s.
Wait a minute, women shouldn't be allowed to read.
That's how old this thing. They found some seriously old photos, you guys, in the 1840s when cameras were just invented. They were like,
"Do you have your recipes on 3x5 cards?"
Someone did send me a 3x5.
How do you back up your book on the cloud?
On the cloud? Well, I just hold it above my head.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, it's raining work. Hey, it's a pun, you guys. Yes, I have to check my book to see if I can cut. I've never seen the Star Wars special.
Oh,
You're
I
in
haven't
for
seen
a
it
treat.
in a long time, and I'm not watching it.
I felt the same way. I'm like, I haven't seen it. I'm going to wait.
Okay,
So
all right.
That is
December 20th.
December 20th,
in the
8:30
Improv Lab.
At the Improv Lab,
yes.
So hopefully, Miss Kashian will check her.
We'll be joining.
We'll be joining us.
That'll be good. You guys going to go see that Star Wars? You hear there's a new Star Wars movie coming out?
Well, we're going to Australia to see it a day early.
Oh my God, you are not. Are you really?
We're leaving Monday night.
Podcast fans are the greatest. So, Steele Saunders, who does Steele Wars, is set up this whole thing like almost a year ago, and I was on his show, and he talked about this was last year. He goes, the Star Wars fan club in Australia is setting up a midnight screening at 12:01 on the 17th, which is because movies are released a day earlier there. They release on Thursday.
Yeah.
So that means Wednesday night, December 16th.
Yeah.
Technically,
You can see it.
We can see it. And I just threw out, and he goes, and I'm going to try to set up doing a live podcast. I said, oh, man, well, Chris and I got to come out. We're going to do a mashup, and we'll do a spoiler rep.
Yeah.
So we just sort of laughed and talked about that. So as it got closer, we realized it would be Comedy Film Nerds episode 300.
Okay. Very nice.
Live spoiler rep. So it's now happening. We were going to, and we talked about it. And we were like trying to get sponsors. And then we said, like, maybe 4 weeks ago, said, we don't have the money. It's not going to happen. Sponsors aren't going to do it. A fan in Iowa.
Yeah, Eric.
Hi,
said,
Eric.
Hey, Eric. Goes, here's $5,000.
I want you to go.
I want you to go.
Jesus, Eric. Do you listen to the door? No, anyway. Jackass.
So
that's awesome.
we're
Nice.
flying there.
That's beautiful.
So we were going to we're going to record the episode starting about 3 a.m. at Seamus O'Toole's Irish Pub, right next door to the theater.
Right.
There's going to be a bunch of Steele is bringing a bunch of comics on. We're going to rotate guests in,
And we're having 2 Comedy Film Nerds writers flying in from Sydney. So it'll be C.J. Johnson and Dean Haglund.
Oh,
so they're
cool.
actually flying in for it, too.
That's awesome.
We're going to record that from 3. It'll go till about 4:30. Then we're going to go.
Are you guys going to get there a couple days early so you can sleep for a minute?
About a day early.
Okay, a day early.
Because we've got to do press. We're going to be on...
Now we're getting interviewed.
Yeah,
by
we're getting
an
interviewed.
Australian TV station.
Oh my God!
About the 2
You know,
crazy
there's
bears.
like 4 channels over there. So,
Yeah.
like, I was on a TV show one time. 9 weeks later, on the other side of the continent, I was in Perth. I was in the Glass House. This is back in the 12th century when I was in Australia. So I was, I think, 2005. 9 weeks later in Perth, a child recognized me on the street.
Yeah.
I felt like I had been on television in the 70s.
Yeah.
because there's only 4 channels. They're like, weren't you on that thing? And I was like, I was on that thing. Why were you up at 11 o'clock at night? And so
we're doing something out of
That's awesome.
Channel 7 in Sydney. They're interviewing us as the crazy Americans coming over to watch this.
that's awesome.
So our episode will post about 6 a.m. Melbourne time on the 17th, which is about 11. So we're going to do 6 a.m. on the 17th. So it's going to be about 11 a.m. on the 6th, Wednesday the 16th, California time.
Yes.
Guys,
so Wednesday day.
get your decoder rings
Yes.
and just start spinning.
We're time traveling to see it early. That's all you need to do.
So the
Right.
spoiler up will be up on Wednesday the 16th, America time.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Nobody's going to listen to that.
Yeah.
You got to listen to it the next day after we've all seen it and gone, I was looking forward to that. Thank God they did it. And, so
I was on, I did Mary Lou Henner's radio program yesterday to talk about it. And we were talking about, I was like, people are already lining up to see Star Wars, like outside. And we're talking about, those people are crazy. And then they go, yeah, but you're going to Australia to see it a day early. Why are you making fun of those people?
right. Note to self.
To be fair,
And-
we're going to be in a hotel. We're not going to be camping on the
You're going to
street.
sleep like
We arrived the morning of the 16th.
so.
Then we
It'll
have
be
a-
that night.
We have a press interview at 2:30, and then sleeping until about 9. So
right. So
Yep.
you might get a good 4 or 5 hours in.
yeah,
Okay.
Which
We'll-
is actually
we'll be ready.
Which is actually perfect because we'll still be sort of on American time.
Good.
Take a 4-hour nap.
That could work.
So then,
That
like,
should work. Yeah.
we should be fine at 4 in the morning.
Get a meat
Yep.
pie and go see. Where is it going to be, in Sydney?
No, it's Melbourne. just
Melbourne.
outside of
Oh,
Melbourne.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
This
Yeah.
giant IMAX theater.
Go see the Hawks.
Yeah.
And that's the only sport I like, that AFL footy thing. Anyway, so this is that's it. I'm out of Christmas movies.
Excellent.
You guys.
Well, that was a time well spent putting those together.
Oh,
for
there
sure.
we go,
Yeah.
Jackie.
Thank you very much.
Where can people find you on the internet? Any live upcoming shows?
JackieKashian.com and DorkForest.com. But
Well, they could check your physical book. Right.
Right. Come on over to the house,
Yeah.
and I'll show you the picture of this month's lady who's reading. And then, but I'm doing actually the next 3 gigs I'm doing are 3 of my favorite clubs ever, which are I'm doing Madison, Wisconsin, Comedy on State
great club.
next week, the 21st through whatever, or the 19th through the 20th, whatever it is, that Thursday, Friday, Saturday before Christmas, and then I got Christmas off, and then the first week of January I'm in Acme, my home club in Minneapolis.
Oh, great club.
That's another great club. And then the week after that, I'm in Tacoma, which is one of my new favorite clubs in the country, Tacoma, Washington, Tacoma Comedy Club in Tacoma, Washington. It's an amazing club. They are run by grown-ups who know how to run a comedy club.
oh, nice.
Fantastic.
So it's amazing. So come and see me if you are in Madison, Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Minnesota, or Tacoma, Washington. And I'm also doing Sketchfest and a live Dork Forest in San Francisco in January. So
Awesome.
go to JackieKashian.com and look at things.
All right, guys.
Thanks for
Hopefully,
having me.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll see you at the screening in Melbourne at Seamus O'Toole's.
Yes.
And
That is sold out, though.
Yeah.
So hopefully you already have your ticket.
yeah, come by and say hi. And then, of course, December 20th at the Hollywood Improv. And then...
Still seats available for that.
I just am setting this up. I will put the dates on there, but January 16th, I'll be doing a show at Hawaiian Brian's in beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii.
That's neat.
So
It's always a fun gig.
always a fun gig.
Will you bring your surfboard? Your
No,
board
I
of
will
surfing?
use all of the wonderful boards they have there.
Do they already have
Oh,
boards?
so many. It's the
Okay.
best shapers in the world.
Excellent.
The boards are great. And then I'll be at the Improv in Las Vegas, February 9 through 14. Lake Tahoe, March 2 through 6. So that's it, guys. Thank you for everything.
Excellent. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Don't forget the improv show coming up, of course.
Said that, yeah,
Yep.
December 20th.
And the 20th. And also, there's still time to buy stuff in the store for Christmas delivery. We can guarantee Christmas delivery up until, what did we say?
If you buy
the
by
20th?
you have to buy by the end of day on the 20th,
Yes.
because shipping the 21st is the last day we can ship it priority mail to
right.
get it to you by the 24th.
And we do have a discount
Coupon
code.
code.
Yep. That is Holiday Work It, and that'll get you 10% off
Yep.
everything in the store, including all of Jackie's merchandise and
Right.
and even her download movie as well.
Oh, right.
I mean,
This
her
will make
special,
an,
rather.
Yeah, this will make an excellent Horcrux.
Yes.
And I will, if you guys come to Madison or Minneapolis or Tacoma and bring your Comedy Film Nerds book, if I didn't already sign it, I will sign it again.
There you go.
Or I'll sign it for the first time again. What? What just happened?
Perfect. That's exactly what.
Great sentences.
Yeah.
We're all really on top of it. All right. Well, thank you, Jackie. I think is that anything more? Is that it?
Those are the things.
Those are the
We're
big
good.
things. Thank you. Jackie just knocked over our backup hard drive.
She doesn't know what that is.
She doesn't know what that is. It bothers her because it's not paper.
Yeah.
We don't have a stenographer here backing up the show.
Is that what binary is? Does it look like that black box? Is that binary?
All right. Bonus app DVD Closet with Jackie Kashian. My name is Graham Elwood.
And I'm Chris Mancini, and as always, remember, Han shot first.